Ladies and gentlemen, imagine if in just one moment of clarity, you could unlock the wisdom that takes a lifetime to learn. What if the choices you make today could shape a future of abundance, joy, and purpose? We are not here to simply exist. We are here to evolve, to expand beyond limitations, and to master the very energy that creates our reality. Every experience, every challenge, every triumph holds a lesson, a key to a greater version of yourself. Today, I want to share with you 70 profound life lessons that, when understood and applied, will reshape your mind, rewire your future, and elevate your life forever. Get ready to shift your perspective, awaken new possibilities, and step into the life you were meant to live. Your thoughts are the foundation of your reality. Every belief you hold, every perception you embrace, and every idea you entertain is actively shaping the life you experience. The human brain is not just a storage unit for memories and information. It is an intricate processor that interprets and manifests your world based on the signals you continuously send it. Every single thought you think is like a seed planted in the fertile soil of your subconscious mind. If you nurture thoughts of abundance, success, and inner peace, your subconscious will align your actions and emotions to create those outcomes. Conversely, if you dwell on fear, scarcity, and doubt, your reality will reflect those limitations. Science has shown that the brain does not distinguish between what is real and what is imagined. When you visualize and experience vividly enough, activating the same neural circuits as if it were happening, your brain rewires itself to accept that experience as reality. This is why athletes, performers, and high achievers use mental rehearsal techniques to improve their performance. The body responds to the mind's instructions, reinforcing the idea that your external circumstances are a reflection of your internal world. If you constantly tell yourself that you are not good enough, that life is unfair, or that success is out of reach, you will unconsciously make decisions that affirm those beliefs. However, if you choose to program your mind with empowering, positive thoughts, your actions will begin to align with those possibilities. Neuroscience reveals that each time you think a thought, you strengthen neural pathways associated with it. Repetitive thinking literally hardwires your brain to accept certain narratives as truth. This is why it is crucial to become conscious of your inner dialogue. Many people operate on autopilot, allowing their thoughts to be dictated by past experiences, external influences, and deeply ingrained patterns. Without realizing it, they reinforce limiting beliefs that keep them trapped in cycles of struggle and dissatisfaction. Breaking free from this requires intentional effort. It starts with awareness, becoming the observer of your own mind. The moment you catch yourself engaging in negative self-talk or destructive thought patterns, you create an opportunity to shift your focus. Reprogramming your mind is not about forcing positivity or denying reality. It is about choosing to direct your thoughts toward the reality you want to create. Instead of thinking, I will never succeed, shift to, I am learning, growing, and evolving every day. Instead of believing, I am stuck, tell yourself, I am in the process of transformation. The words you repeat to yourself become the blueprint for your future. The more you consciously practice new, empowering thoughts, the stronger those neural connections become until they override the old limiting beliefs. Your emotions are a direct response to your thoughts. If you continuously think about past failures, your body will respond with feelings of sadness, regret, or frustration. If you focus on fear-based thoughts, your body will activate stress responses, releasing cortisol and reinforcing a state of anxiety. On the other hand, when you think about gratitude, possibility, and success, your brain signals your body to release dopamine and serotonin, creating feelings of joy, motivation, and well-being. This biochemical response proves that your thoughts do not just shape your perception. They influence your physical state, your energy levels, and even your health. By consistently choosing thoughts that align with the future you desire, you begin to shift your state of being. You start making choices that support your vision. You attract opportunities, people, and circumstances that match your new mindset. This is not wishful thinking. It is a process grounded in the way your brain and body interact with the energy around you. Quantum physics suggests that reality is not fixed, but shaped by the observer's perception. Your consciousness plays an active role in influencing what manifests in your life. When you elevate your thoughts to a higher frequency, one of possibility, love, and creation, you become a magnet for experiences that reflect those vibrations. The challenge most people face is that they are conditioned to think from past experiences. Their thoughts are driven by memories, and their emotions are tied to what has already happened. This keeps them locked in the same cycle, reliving the same patterns, and seeing the same results. To create a new future, you must begin thinking in alignment with the future, not the past. Instead of basing your expectations on what has already occurred, you must generate thoughts that are rooted in possibility, vision, and belief. This is the essence of transformation, shifting your mental energy from what is known to what is yet to be created. When you understand that your thoughts create your reality, you take full responsibility for your inner world. You no longer allow external circumstances to dictate your state of mind. You recognize that the power to change your life lies within your ability to change your thoughts. This is the key to true freedom. The realization that your reality is not something that happens to you, but something that you are actively creating every moment of every day. Mastering your emotions is the key to mastering your life. Every action you take, every decision you make, and every relationship you build is influenced by the way you feel. Emotions are not just reactions to external circumstances. They are powerful energy signals that shape your perception, behavior, and reality. The way you interpret events is determined by the emotional state you are in. When you allow your emotions to control you, you give away your power to circumstances, people, and past experiences. But when you learn to regulate your emotions, you take charge of your inner world and in turn your external reality. Your brain is constantly processing information and generating emotions based on your thoughts and past experiences. When something happens, your mind assigns meaning to it, and that meaning triggers an emotional response. If you're not aware of this process, you might believe that emotions just happen to you. But in reality, they are created by your interpretation of events. The same situation can cause different emotional responses in different people based on their beliefs, past experiences, and thought patterns. This means that emotions are not absolute. They are conditioned responses that can be reshaped. Every time you feel an emotion, your brain releases neurochemicals that affect your body. If you feel joy, excitement, or gratitude, your body responds with chemicals like dopamine and serotonin, which promote well-being and motivation. If you feel fear, anger, or stress, your body releases cortisol and adrenaline, which prepare you for survival. While these stress hormones are useful in life-threatening situations, living in a constant state of stress drains your energy, weakens your immune system, and keeps you trapped in reactive patterns. Many people become addicted to the emotional states they are used to, even if those emotions are negative. They unconsciously seek out experiences that reinforce their familiar emotional patterns, whether it is drama, conflict, or disappointment. To master your emotions, you must become aware of them in the moment. Most people react impulsively, allowing emotions to take over before they even understand what they are feeling. The first step is to observe your emotions without judgment. Instead of saying, "I am angry," shift to, "I am experiencing anger." This simple change in perspective creates a space between you and the emotion, allowing you to respond consciously instead of reacting automatically. When you separate yourself from the emotion, you realize that it does not define you. It is simply energy moving through you. Your body has been conditioned to respond to emotions in predictable ways. If you have spent years reacting to stress with frustration, your nervous system will default to that response. This is why it can feel difficult to change emotional patterns. But just like any habit, emotional responses can be rewired. The key is to interrupt the old patterns and replace them with new ones. When you feel a strong emotion, pause for a moment before reacting. Take a deep breath, become aware of your thoughts, and choose how you want to respond. The more you practice this, the more control you gain over your emotional state. Another powerful way to master your emotions is by shifting your focus. Your emotions are directly influenced by what you focus on. If you constantly think about what is wrong, what could go wrong, or what has gone wrong in the past, you will generate emotions of fear, worry, and frustration. But if you train your mind to focus on possibilities, solutions, and what you can control, you will create emotions of confidence, peace, and empowerment. Gratitude is one of the most effective ways to shift your emotional state. When you focus on what you appreciate, your brain shifts from stress-based survival mode to an elevated state of abundance and joy. Your environment and habits also play a major role in emotional regulation. The music you listen to, the conversations you engage in, the media you consume, and the people you surround yourself with all influence your emotional state. If you are constantly exposed to negativity, your emotional baseline will reflect that. But if you consciously create an environment that supports positive emotions, your brain will adapt to that new state of being. Regular meditation, exercise, deep breathing, and time spent in nature are all scientifically proven ways to regulate emotions and cultivate inner balance. One of the biggest challenges people face is dealing with difficult emotions. Many suppress or avoid them, thinking that ignoring them will make them disappear. But suppressed emotions do not go away. They get stored in the body and manifest stress, anxiety, or even illness. True emotional mastery comes from facing emotions head on, allowing yourself to feel them without being controlled by them, and then choosing how to move forward. When you embrace emotions as temporary experiences rather than absolute truths, you free yourself from their grip and regain control over your inner world. Letting go of the past is essential for creating the future you desire. The past exists only as memory stored in the brain, yet many people continue to live in it, replaying old experiences, regrets, and traumas. The human mind is conditioned to hold on to familiar emotions and patterns, even if they no longer serve a purpose. When you continuously focus on what has already happened, you reinforce those neural pathways, keeping yourself emotionally and mentally tied to past events. Every thought carries energy, and when your thoughts are centered around past pain, failure, or disappointment, you bring those same emotions into the present moment, preventing growth and transformation. The brain does not differentiate between a real experience and one that is vividly imagined. Each time you recall a painful memory, your body releases the same stress hormones as if the event were happening again. This keeps you trapped in a cycle of suffering where the past dictates your present state of being. Many people unknowingly program themselves to stay in these emotional states, becoming addicted to their past experiences. The familiar pain, though unpleasant, provides a sense of certainty. Breaking free from this cycle requires a conscious effort to detach from past narratives and shift your attention toward the possibilities of the future. Your identity is often shaped by past experiences, but identity is not fixed. Who you were is not who you have to be. The problem arises when people define themselves by their past failures, mistakes, or traumas. They say, "This is just who I am," or "I can't change because of what happened to me." These beliefs create self-imposed limitations that keep them stuck in repetitive patterns. True transformation begins when you stop identifying with past stories and start envisioning who you want to become. The moment you stop letting the past define you, you create space for a new reality to emerge. Forgiveness is a crucial part of releasing the past. Holding on to resentment, anger, or regret only prolongs suffering. Many people mistakenly believe that forgiveness is about excusing someone else's actions, but in reality, it is about setting yourself free. When you refuse to forgive, you stay emotionally tied to the situation, carrying the weight of the past into the present. Forgiveness is an internal process that allows you to reclaim your energy and refocus on your future. The same applies to self-forgiveness. Dwelling on past mistakes and feeling guilt does not change the past. It only keeps you in a lower emotional state, preventing growth. Recognizing that you did the best you could with the awareness you had at the time allows you to move forward with wisdom rather than regret. Letting go of the past also means releasing attachments to old identities, relationships, and circumstances that no longer align with your growth. Many people stay in situations that make them unhappy simply because they are familiar. The brain craves predictability, even if that predictability comes at the cost of happiness. Breaking free from the past requires stepping into the unknown, which can feel uncomfortable at first. However, growth does not happen in the comfort zone. It happens when you embrace uncertainty and trust in new possibilities. Your subconscious mind is programmed by repetition. If you repeatedly tell yourself that the past defines you, you reinforce that belief. But if you start focusing on new thoughts, new possibilities, and new emotions, you rewire your brain to accept a different reality. Visualization is a powerful tool for this transformation. Instead of replaying old memories, begin to imagine your ideal future in vivid detail. The more you focus on what you want to create, the less power the past has over you. Energy flows where attention goes. If you are constantly looking backward, you cannot move forward. Redirecting your focus to the present moment and future possibilities allows you to shift your energy from dwelling on what was to creating what can be. Mindfulness practices help in this process by grounding you in the now, preventing the mind from wandering into past regrets or future anxiety. The more you practice being present, the easier it becomes to detach from old emotional patterns and step into a new state of being. Letting go of the past is not about forgetting or dismissing experiences, but about learning from them without carrying their emotional weight into the future. Every moment presents an opportunity to redefine yourself, to break free from limitation, and to step into a higher version of yourself. Your thoughts create your reality, whether you are aware of it or not. Every belief you hold, every perception you have, and every idea you entertain influences the way you experience life. The mind is a powerful tool, constantly shaping the way you interact with the world. If your thoughts are focused on limitations, negativity, or fear, you will experience a reality that reflects those thoughts. When you train your mind to think in terms of possibilities, abundance, and growth, your external world begins to align with that inner shift. The human brain operates on patterns. Neural pathways form based on repeated thoughts and experiences. If you constantly think about failure, struggle, or what is wrong, you reinforce those neural circuits, making it easier for your mind to default to those thoughts. Over time, these habitual thought patterns become ingrained in your subconscious, influencing your decisions and behaviors without you even realizing it. Your mind seeks out experiences that confirm your existing beliefs, meaning that if you believe life is difficult, you will unconsciously attract situations that reinforce that belief. But just as negative patterns can be programmed into your brain, they can also be rewritten. Becoming aware of your thoughts is the first step toward transforming your reality. Most people go through life unaware of the constant stream of thoughts running through their minds. They react to situations without realizing that their thoughts are shaping their emotions and responses. But the moment you step back and observe your thoughts, you gain the ability to choose them. Instead of letting negative thoughts run automatically, you can interrupt them and replace them with empowering ones. The more you do them, the more you strengthen new neural pathways, creating a mental environment that supports your growth rather than limiting it. Your emotions are deeply connected to your thoughts. When you think empowering thoughts, your brain releases chemicals that generate positive emotions like excitement, gratitude, and confidence. On the other hand, when your thoughts are centered around fear, doubt, or lack, your body responds with stress hormones that keep you in a survival state. Most people live in this survival mode without realizing it. They allow external circumstances to dictate their thoughts, reacting emotionally instead of consciously choosing their responses. But when you shift your focus to what you want to create instead of what you fear, your body moves into a state of coherence where your thoughts, emotions, and actions align with your vision. Visualization is one of the most powerful ways to reprogram your thoughts and shape your reality. When you vividly imagine a desired outcome, your brain fires the same neural circuits as if the event were actually happening. This process strengthens the neural pathways associated with success, making it easier for you to believe in and act upon your goals. Many high achievers use visualization as a tool to prepare their minds for success before it even happens. When you consistently see yourself as capable, confident, and successful, your brain begins to accept that as your new reality, and your actions naturally follow. Your external world is a reflection of your internal state. If you want to change what you experience, you must first change what you focus on. Gratitude is one of the simplest yet most effective ways to shift your thoughts and energy. When you train yourself to focus on what is going well rather than what is lacking, you activate parts of the brain associated with positivity and fulfillment. The more you cultivate gratitude, the more your brain looks for things to appreciate, reinforcing a cycle of abundance rather than lack. The people you surround yourself with also play a major role in shaping your thoughts. Your environment influences your mindset, whether you realize it or not. If you are constantly around negative, doubtful, or fearful individuals, their energy and beliefs will affect you. But when you intentionally seek out people who uplift, challenge, and inspire you, their mindset becomes a part of your reality. Choosing your influences wisely allows you to align with thoughts and ideas that support your growth. Changing your thoughts requires consistency. Just like training a muscle, rewiring your mind takes time and repetition. It is not enough to think positively once in a while. You must commit to consciously choosing thoughts that align with the reality you want to create. The more you practice, the more natural it becomes. Over time, your brain adapts, your actions shift, and your life begins to reflect the thoughts you consistently hold. Discipline is the foundation of success in every area of life. Without discipline, talent remains undeveloped, goals remain unachieved, and potential remains untapped. Most people desire success, happiness, and fulfillment, but few are willing to put in the consistent effort required to achieve those outcomes. The difference between those who succeed and those who remain stuck is often discipline. The ability to stay committed to a goal, to take action regardless of how they feel, and to persist despite obstacles. Discipline is not about forcing yourself into rigid routines or suppressing desires. It is about training your mind and body to work in alignment with your higher vision. The brain is wired for comfort. It seeks familiar patterns, avoiding discomfort or anything that requires effort. This is why many people struggle to maintain consistency in their goals. They start with enthusiasm but quickly fall back into old habits because their brain convinces them that it is easier to stay the same. However, real transformation only happens when you override this tendency and develop the ability to take action even when motivation fades. Discipline is what carries you forward when excitement wears off. It is the force that allows you to push past temporary discomfort in pursuit of long-term results. Every choice you make strengthens either discipline or distraction. Each time you choose to follow through on a commitment, you reinforce the neural pathways associated with discipline, making it easier to stay consistent in the future. On the other hand, each time you give in to procrastination, self-doubt, or instant gratification, you strengthen the habit of inaction, making it harder to break free from old patterns. Your brain operates on reinforcement, meaning that whatever you repeatedly do becomes automatic. This is why it is crucial to train yourself to prioritize discipline over temporary comfort. The most successful individuals in any field are those who have mastered self-discipline. They understand that results are not achieved overnight, but through small, consistent actions over time. It is easy to look at highly successful people and assume they have some extraordinary gift or advantage, but in reality, their success is often the result of disciplined habits repeated daily. Whether it is an athlete training for hours each day, an entrepreneur building a business, or a musician perfecting their craft, the common factor is unwavering commitment. They do not rely on fleeting motivation. They rely on disciplined routines that keep them on track even when challenges arise. Developing discipline starts with clarity. If you do not have a clear vision of what you want to achieve, it is easy to become distracted or discouraged. When your goals are vague, your actions become inconsistent. But when you define a specific vision for yourself, whether it is improving your health, mastering a skill, or building a successful career, you give your brain a target to focus on. Clarity strengthens discipline by providing a compelling reason to stay committed, even when obstacles arrive. When you remind yourself why you started, it becomes easier to push through resistance and stay on course. Discipline is built through daily habits. Small, consistent actions are more powerful than occasional bursts of effort. Most people set big goals, but fail to break them down into manageable steps, which leads to overwhelm and procrastination. The key to sustaining discipline is creating a structure that supports your success. This means developing routines that align with your goals, eliminating distractions that pull you away from your focus, and holding yourself accountable. The more you integrate disciplined habits into your daily life, the less effort it takes to maintain them. Your environment plays a significant role in shaping your discipline. If you surround yourself with distractions, temptations, and negative influences, it becomes much harder to stay focused. But when you design an environment that supports discipline by removing distractions, setting up reminders, and associating with people who encourage growth, you make success inevitable. Discipline is not just about willpower. It is about creating conditions that make it easier to stay consistent. Overcoming resistance is part of the process. There will always be moments when your mind tells you to take the easy way out, to skip a workout, to postpone an important task, or to indulge in instant gratification. But discipline is about training yourself to act despite these impulses. True. The more you practice overcoming resistance, the stronger your discipline becomes. Each time you push through discomfort, you prove to yourself that you are in control of your actions, not your fleeting emotion. This self-mastery is what separates those who achieve greatness from those who remain stuck in cycles of inconsistency. Growth happens when you step beyond what is comfortable and familiar. The mind is naturally drawn to certainty, predictability, and safety. But true transformation requires breaking free from the patterns that keep you in the same place. Most people avoid discomfort because they associate it with pain or struggle, yet discomfort is often the gateway to the greatest breakthroughs. When you willingly put yourself in situations that challenge you, you activate new neural pathways, expand your capacity for resilience, and develop a deeper understanding of your own potential. Growth does not come from staying where it is easy. It comes from pushing past your limits and proving to yourself that you are capable of more. The brain is designed to resist change. It seeks efficiency by following well-worn neural pathways, repeating familiar habits, and avoiding unnecessary energy expenditure. This is why people find it difficult to change their routines, perspectives, or behaviors, even when they know that change is necessary. The moment you attempt to do something new, your mind will try to pull you back into what is known. It will generate doubts, excuses, and fears to keep you within the boundaries of familiarity. But growth only happens when you override these automatic responses and take action despite them. The more you expose yourself to new challenges, the more adaptable and capable you become. Fear is often the greatest barrier to growth. It convinces people to stay small, to avoid risk, to settle for less than they are capable of. But fear is not a reflection of reality. It is a projection of the mind trying to maintain control. The key to overcoming fear is not waiting for it to disappear, but learning to move forward in spite of it. The moment you step into what scares you, you realize that most fears are illusions created by your thoughts. When you repeatedly face discomfort, you rewire your brain to see challenges not as threats, but as opportunities for expansion. Every time you avoid discomfort, you reinforce the belief that you are incapable of handling it. But when you lean into discomfort and take action despite uncertainty, you build self-trust. You begin to see yourself as someone who is willing to grow, adapt, and overcome obstacles. This shift in identity is what allows lasting transformation to take place. Growth is not just about learning new information. It is about embodying new ways of thinking, acting, and being. The more you challenge yourself, the more you change at a fundamental level. The unknown is where all possibilities exist. If you always stay within the realm of what you already know, you limit your ability to experience new outcomes. Stepping into the unknown requires faith that you will figure things out, that you are capable of adapting, and that the universe will meet you halfway. People often wait for certainty before they take action, but certainty is an illusion. Growth requires taking action despite uncertainty, trusting that clarity will come through experience. The more comfortable you become with the unknown, the more expansive your life becomes. Discomfort is a sign that you are evolving. When you challenge your body with exercise, it grows stronger. When you push your mind with new information, it expands. When you step into situations that stretch you beyond your current capabilities, you become someone new. The people who achieve the greatest levels of success are not the ones who avoid discomfort, but the ones who embrace it. They understand that every challenge, setback, and failure is an opportunity to grow in ways they never could have inside their comfort zone. Your environment plays a crucial role in your growth. If you surround yourself with people who resist change, who settle for mediocrity, and who reinforce limiting beliefs, it becomes harder to push beyond your own limitations. But when you align yourself with those who encourage growth, who challenge you to think bigger, and who embody the mindset you aspire to develop, you naturally expand. Growth is not just about individual effort. It is also about the influences you allow into your life. Being in an environment that supports your evolution makes the process smoother and more sustainable. Your habits determine your rate of growth. Growth is not a one-time event. It is a daily commitment to becoming better than you were yesterday. Small, consistent actions compound over time, leading to massive transformation. Whether it is reading, practicing a skill, stepping outside your comfort zone, or challenging your own thoughts, every small effort adds up. Most people underestimate the power of consistency, but those who commit to daily growth see exponential results over time. The key is not to wait for motivation, but to develop habits that support continuous improvement. Growth requires letting go of the past. Many people remain stuck because they cling to old identities, beliefs, or experiences that no longer serve them. They define themselves by past failures, limitations, or disappointments, unknowingly reinforcing those narratives. But growth demands shedding the old to make space for the new. It requires releasing outdated ways of thinking and embracing the possibility of becoming someone different. The moment you stop identifying with your past and start seeing yourself as a work in progress, you unlock the freedom to create a new reality.